6 Minutes, Season 5. The Season of Unknowingness. The final chapter of the 6-minute sequel.
There are kids in this world who are different. Special.
One of them found us.
And became family.
But her time ran out. And now, that girl is missing.
In this episode, I'll be breaking down the latest episode, 6 Minutes, Season 5, Piece by Piece. Hey Review Pop listeners, it's Cyrus and Mueller. We're here today talking about episode 4 of 6 Minutes Season 5, and man, it's so great to be back doing the podcast. I mean, I really enjoy it, and there's so much to podcasting, and yeah, I mean, it's great doing it every week, and, you know, having such a great community to support me in the podcast. But as you guys know, my voice was out last week. I'd just completely lost it, which was surprising and unexpected. So I really appreciate Sammy filling in for the podcast. But without further ado, let's get straight into this one.
Guinevere sacrificed everything to get away from Dr. Whittier. I'll never let things go back to the way they were. That means no you and me. Now leave me alone. Whoa!
Yeah, I mean, that's a super interesting concept of, like, how Guinevere fits into all of this, right? Because she had made that decision to get away from Whittier, and I kind of talked about this in the first episode of, like, what does that say about Dr. Whittier's character and, you know, what he did with Guinevere and, you know, how he potentially made her life worse and made her suffer. I mean, that's a big thing. This is all really interesting, right? You know, them going back and forth and fighting in this sort of way, and I can definitely understand where Brynleigh's coming from. She has to deal with somebody who's lied to her and tricked her and, you know, so many different things.
What's happening?
Thank you, Cyrus.
It's like
Every time
my memories are washing away.
Thank you so much, Daddy.
Your foot touched the water!
As delightful as I always do.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's so much to this, and, like, you know, just those memories repeating themselves and coming back in such a strong and prolific way. And it's interesting the ways that Jude is trying to convince Brynleigh, even though, you know, he knows how strongly, you know, Brynleigh feels about this. And Sammy was kind of talking about this last week of, like, you know, just all the wrongdoing that he's doing, right? He may feel the need to be with her because she is Guinevere.
I thought it didn't work.
just needed a 6-minute reboot.
This is nothing to do with you, Holiday. Out of my way.
I don't think so.
Holiday! Oh my gosh! Did you?
He'll be back, I think.
Man, yeah, I think it's so cool how, you know, Holiday comes, you know, across in this sort of way and, like, comes to Brynleigh's aid after being, you know, rebooted by, Jude and put under his control. I think that's super interesting, and, like, you know, Holiday's so great, and she always shows up for Brynleigh despite all that they've been through, and, like, they have such a huge history behind them, and yet that doesn't even really matter, right? Because of their bond, because of their new friendship, which I really didn't get to talk about enough of, like, they're finally friends after, you know, 4 seasons and hundreds of episodes, and it's just great to see the bond that they've built, and it's really exciting for sure.
Let me just
happen again. What does it mean?
I think it means I can't go with you, Brynleigh.
What? Don't say that. We have to do this together.
You know, this is really sad to see, especially after, hearing them be so close and, having had this dynamic and becoming friends, and especially to hear Brynleigh get emotional. We'll get to that more in a later clip, but I just think there's so much growth that both of these characters have had, Brynleigh especially, but it's so great. And this is something, as a listener, I've always wanted, right? The end of season 2 is great, just them being frenemies in a sort of way, but this feels different, and this is a whole new level, which I really enjoy, and they're great. They're absolutely fantastic. I think it'll be really interesting to hear them apart, and now Brynleigh having this goal of getting Holiday home, which is another thing we'll get into more a little bit later.
After the wipe, you'll feel as good as new. Literally.
No!
What's he doing?
No,
He's gonna jump off the table.
No!
And there he goes!
Cybot, stop! I command you!
Where's he going?
Alright, so we'll get to my thoughts on Cybot in a second, but I just want to quickly gush over, Casey and Cyrus and their new dynamic, really. Because, in season 1 especially, we saw him uncomfortable around Casey in the sense that he was nervous and he couldn't speak his mind around Casey because he had, a crush on her, of course. And that changed in season 2 as Brynleigh really built him up and, allowed him to be able to speak his mind and made him more comfortable. But there's just a lot that's changed, but I still love it. It's so great. Cybot-wise, I think it's cool, just to see him acting like this, and I'm very intrigued, for sure.
I used to hate you so much.
Likewise.
Holiday, you think us becoming friends was fate?
I'd like to believe that destiny is something we make for ourselves, whether we realize it or not.
Gosh, I really love how Holiday's talking to Brynleigh here with such kindness and compassion in her voice, which you can really tell. It's so great, and Holiday is so great. And I personally aspire to be like Holiday. She has so many amazing qualities, and yeah, she's so great. But context-wise, I think it's so important. It's so great, and they have so much history.
With Cyrus and my parents and Bertie, I know you can. In the meantime, I'll be here waiting and making sure you're living in a world without Jude or any other version of J.P. Whittier.
Holiday has just always had so much composure and strength that I admire. There's such a quality about her. She's able to maintain her feelings, and even though she knows she's gonna have to say goodbye to Brynleigh and put herself in a hard situation of being isolated in the void with Jude, no less, she's able to, be comfortable with that and realize and have that hope that she'll be with her family again one day.
Do you see that? Down by the river?
What?
There's a girl.
What?
There's a girl floating in the water.
You're right.
Cyrus, swim back to the shore.
She's alive. Hey, are you okay? Can you hear me? I've got you. Brynleigh Pasternak?
Oh man, what a great cliffhanger, and what a great callback to, previous seasons of the podcast. I'm super excited. Memoryless Brynleigh. Thank you all so much for listening.
Until next time, this is Landon saying peace, love, and time travel.